Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Closing Comments here on October 27th. Let's jump right into our charts and see we kicked off week 43. First up, we got our December live cattle on the board. We did see cattle market continue to take heavy fire today as last week's selling pressure spilled right into today's session. This market opening up down here below our bear pivot, and the sellers never really looked back as we did see this market open up and break right down here through these prior support levels from 230 to 231, which were our prior month lows. This market slicing right through it and never really looking back. This market testing the expanded limits, moving all the way down here, seeing a nearly $11 range today. This market did sit down there at the limit down move for a little bit, but we did see these live cattle prices kind of come up off of the lows there into the close today. But still closing down here in bearish territory as we did finish the day down here below 230 on very heavy volume here. So look for the selling pressure to continue as we move into the rest of the week. Expect these wide ranges to stick around here as we do continue to have elevated volatility here. At the moment, encourage everyone to remain defensive and cautious here. We want to see this market kind of stabilize and balance out here before we commit to any new positions. At the moment, this market's just taking heavy fire, and we expect to see that continue here throughout the rest of the week. If we do continue to see offers coming in below today's low at 223.17, this market should start attacking this 220 to 215 area. So look for the selling pressure to stay on if we are able to trade beyond today's low. Other than that, we could see just expanded volatility here and wide ranges while this market kind of sorts itself out and tries to find a balancing point here. Next up, January feeders also taking a major hit today as we did see a pretty gnarly gap down, and this market running right down in the first half hour of the day to test the expanded limits as well. Finishing the day with all of these feeder markets finishing down there with a limit down move over 13 bucks down with the expanded limits today, finishing down here below this prior month low as well. Not a good look with this expanded limits. We expect to see the volatility to stick around tomorrow. Continued offers down here below 334.42. We'll have this market pushing down towards 320 to 330, and we should see that volatility stick around. Look for the wide ranges to be here for a while. Wait for this market to balance out and try and find a good line to trade around. But in the meantime, I encourage everyone to remain defensive and cautious while this market sorts this stuff out. Next up, December corn futures. We did see this market kind of rally into the evening session last night, and the opening range coming in right there between 429 and 430. This market kind of bouncing back and forth with a little bit of rejection from that gap that it was testing once again today. Still failing to fill that gap up there at 432.75. Pushing that thing back down here and finishing the day down here below 430. At the moment, looking like we're seeing good rejection from the top end of this range. But if we do see continued bids here to get above today's high and we're able to fill that gap, we could see the bulls try and put in a nice little breakout here. So close up here above this gap at the gap. Closing the gap, we'll have to fill that 432.75 spot, and if we are able to do that and get a close above it, we could see a nice new uptrend unfold from here as this market has seen a pretty good accumulation over the last couple months here. So if we're kind of just at a tipping point here at the moment, if this market is able to keep a lid on it up here at 430, we could see this thing start to drift back down here towards the middle of the range and potentially back to 410. But in the meantime, look for a battle to step in here at the 430 mark, as this could be a pretty serious tipping point as we head into the end of the year. Next up, crude oil prices seeing a little bit of a rejection up here following last Friday's retest of that 50-day average. Today we did see prices kind of consolidating right here in between the 61 and 62 mark. Overnight there was a brief breakdown below that Friday's low at 61.20, but that market snapping back up there and then just having a nice choppy day in between the 61 and $62 mark. At the moment, this thing's kind of rolling over, and we are seeing new daily lows and lower daily highs. So it looks like we could see the bears try and offer some more resistance here and get this market rolling back down here into the 50s. Look for the bears to start making their push down here towards 59, and if they're able to push through that, we could see another retest of this 55 to 56 level. Equity markets breaking out with a nice gap and go this week. This market seeing a nice rally over the weekend with a nice gap and go on the Sunday session and a nice continued rally throughout the day session as well. Finishing the day up at new all-time highs, and we continue to see that trade here in the evening session with this market above 6,900. NASDAQ and Dow also seeing some nice gains here today, pushing into new all-time highs. With these markets finishing the week up here at new all-time highs, expect this thing to keep on grinding up into record territory. pretty smooth sailing here in the equity markets, and we should see the stock market continue to have a nice rally here throughout the end of the year. That's what we got for this evening. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.